Often, when we witness an evil act, either committed against ourselves or another, or hear about a wrong done to another, we have an initial reaction of anger, sadness, perhaps even disgust. This is good, as these sort of reactions are appropriate when becoming aware of evil in our lives, even if it's distant to ourselves. Anger is often a response to injustice. Sadness, a response to hurt, someone being ourselves or another. And disgust, a response to an offense. I'm sure that people in the crowd in the gospel story had all these emotions and more when they heard of what the woman had been caught doing. Even Jesus felt these emotions. Jesus is both fully God and fully man, and to be human is to be emotional. Jesus felt happiness, sorrow, fatigue, and any other emotion that's proper and fitting to humans. And anger, sadness, and disgust are appropriate responses to adultery. Anger, for it wounds a bond which is supposed to be permanent. Sadness, because a spouse has been betrayed. And disgust, for it's a great moral offense. Assuming the accusations were true, Jesus would have felt these emotions. However, what we do with these emotions is just as important as acknowledging them. And it is crucial to discern what we're feeling in the moment and acknowledge that. But we also need to know what to do with our emotions. Jesus gives us a clue in the gospel story today. After the Pharisees ask him for his response, Jesus bends down and writes with his finger on the ground. He puts a pause on the moment. He takes a breather. And of course, Jesus, being fully God, knows what he was going to do in that situation. He knows what the people were thinking. He knows what the appropriate response is. But he's not only trying to teach the people who are in the past, but also us right now. He's trying to give us guideposts for our own actions. By bending down, Jesus puts a metaphorical pause on the situation. He takes a metaphorical step back. And is this not what we should do as well? When a person we dislike makes a snide remark or outright insults us, instead of responding with hurtful words, should we not take a deep breath and let it go? Even in the more serious situations where a loved one has hurt us in a way that seems unforgivable in the moment, should we not try and walk away so that we can return with a cooler mind? And why do we need to do this? We need to do this because life won't give us many natural opportunities to put the brakes on. We need to make our own. Unless we have a God-given gift to be in full control of our emotions at all times and know how to respond with our emotions, we need to at least take a brief moment to pause, analyze our own emotional response, and then figure out what to do with those emotions. We even have to take these moments of pause in the midst of noise and people looking to us for answers. Jesus had to do the same in the gospel story today. When he was bending down writing with his finger, the Pharisees kept asking him question after question. And I know this is difficult. I'm not trying to make light of this, but we have to do it. For to be merciful is difficult enough without even accounting for the external realities, let alone our own complex emotions. And we must be merciful. Imagine being in the adulterous woman's position. She's surrounded by people who want to kill her. She feels alone, afraid, and sorry for what she's done. Would we not want to be forgiven if we were in her shoes? Of course we would. And it's also important to note that forgiveness is not a dismissal of the evil that has been done, dismissal in the sense of approving of it. Jesus is not approving of adultery or any other sinful act he has forgiven. Remember Jesus' words at the end of the gospel. Neither do I condemn you. Go and do not sin again. Jesus said, do not sin again. When Jesus forgives, he is not saying that what we did is okay, but rather it is an opportunity to show our love for him by not doing that same evil again. We might say, though, what about those people who are not sorry for what they've done and who we know will sin again, who will do that evil again? Forgive anyway. But why, you might ask? Because we don't know the power forgiveness has to change people. We may be right in our judgment that the person we're trying to forgive is not contrite for what they've done. And even if that be the case, forgiveness can change them in ways that neither party is aware of. We may forgive someone, and in that moment they may not care. But maybe on the way to sin again, they have a change of heart at the last moment. And maybe this won't happen for a long time. Maybe they'll do that same sin again and again and again. But there will come a moment of conversion. If we don't forgive, we make it all the more difficult for that conversion to happen. So Jesus asks us to forgive no matter what. Can you do it? If not, pray for the strength to.